Salutations, Utopians. Hope all is well with everybody on this morning of the NBA playoffs. What a great time for basketball, especially in the women's division. Uh, Caitlin Clark in her groundbreaking uh, 20 plus $1 million deal with Nike, first of its kind for women's basketball. In the month the WNBA started back in '96, fitting. Talk about full circle evolution. Being someone who watched the first ever WNBA game, watching those heated rivalries between the New York Liberty and the Houston Comets, Cheryl Swoop, uh, Cynthia Cooper, who was that Michael Jordan of the beginning of the WNBA, uh, Perot, so many unbelievable. And then on New York side, which was my team, Teresa Witherspoon, who's now the Chicago Sky coach, who will be coaching Camila Cardosa and Camila Cardosa and Angel Reese, national champion Angel Reese at LSU. This is just such a groundbreaking, unbelievable time for women's sports. Uh, considering that the first ever I'm considering the WNBA has been operating at a loss of 10 million per year, and now you're seeing celebrities like Travis Scott, Beyonce, the speculation of like celebrities owning a team, which is I think the next pivoting step. WNBA TV deal is coming up. 36 games of Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark is about to broadcast on national television platforms. Uh, it's just bittersweet. It's bittersweet, honestly. You can't, I grew up again, Van Chancellor, four-time WNBA head champion, head coach, won the first one, was the real dynasty of the Comets. Now we're seeing things like the Vegas Aces doing it. But that was one of the most prolific 1-2 punches, like Michael and Scotty, Cynthia Cooper and Cheryl Swoops. I mean it. I really mean it. And it's amazing. And knowing Title IX, 1972 Act, and how much it's been a battle to see it in women's sports. But I do find the rhetoric very disappointing, and I understand the good and the bad, but I want to be very clear. I'm about fed up with the whole women's pay conversation. Um, America is a bank. You get what you put out. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stated, it's been 10 million a year of losses since '96. That's almost 2 decades. I don't know how many sports are willing to endure that. Now, Nike has definitely dropped the ball, and they're laying off another 700 people. I've been very critical about them. I'm not trying to kick anybody, whether it's even if it's a corporation while they're down. But you had October Yeezy, each pair going for 5,000 a pop. You could do anything at that point and pivot with the game, and you guys didn't choose to extend the opportunity to a woman's athlete back then. And I've questioned several times, said, why haven't they gone in the direction of using that power now? You got the Yeezys going for 10,000 a piece, a shoe, and some of these shoes are worth half a million. The Back to the Future Nikes are almost $500,000 on the market before all the bootlegging. Why not leverage that platform and introduce a signature shoe for one of the WNBA athletes? Fashion is a quick, fast track way of getting mainstream adoption. But obviously, everything comes through timing. You see a lot of these WNBA pioneers now getting head coaching jobs, a lot of NBA players' daughters. And I remember listening to UCLA coach Mike Cronin last couple weeks ago during the Zach Edey National Tournament talk about how, coaches want to coach players who grew up in basketball households. It really helps fast track the learning curve. And when you know a player is grown up and players are scouts are at head coaches' houses discussing prospects internationally at other universities, getting ready for drafts. It's an ecosystem, and it makes everything so much easier because at the end of the day, everyone is judged by the talent that they discover. So when I'm watching all this unravel, but it's crazy, you know what I mean, to think that like it's all coming full circle and everything happens in timing. But this notion and this discussion about, well, the pay disparity. Well, that's why I try to get ahead of everything and tell everyone women have to support other women's sports. It can't just be men at the games because that's ultimately what drives this whole thing. Is no discrimination. There's no, like I said, I just cited Title IX. Universities have been promoting women's sports even when it wasn't profitable. Everybody's done their part except the endorsement companies in this who played their hand in things. Could have done a better job, but that's neither here nor there. But this discussion, there's real oppression going on. As of 2021, there's an active open slave trade going on in Libya. There's true oppression. Capitalism is about who makes and who earns, checks and balances. There's no funny business going on. You want to see players make more money? There needs to be more support. IndianaFever are expanding their facility. Seattle Storm are going to have just opened a state-of-the-art facility. When the backing and the enthusiasm is there, so does the money follow. The money trail will follow. Consumers don't realize the power that we have. If tomorrow people say we don't want red tab milk, there will not be another single red tab milk on the shelf if it doesn't sell. If 60% of sodas now on the shelves have sugar replacement supplement, have been supplemented for sugar-free. You see a lot of Coke Zero, Dr. Pepper Zero, beyond even just diet, because people said the soda is the poison and the backbone of a lot of these cardiac issues that are the number one causes in the emergency room. So people have the power of the dollar is controlled by the people at the end of the day still. You want to see changes, then do it. But when I hear people with the fake outrage, oh, they should be making more. Well, have you been buying tickets? Have you been purchasing merchandise? No. So don't make it seem like that, because those are the people who are the closet racists. I feel like those fake outrage people. Look how fair and impartial I am. Any chance they can to be social media justice warriors. But what are you actually doing for the cause? There's no funny business here. The dollar is controlled by consumers. You get to decide. And that's why I was making these posts, and people thought I was being all, dramatic and all that. But it's like, no, because it looks bad optically when people express this fake disdain for the pay grade. You're making $70K. Well, guess what? They're losing 10 mil. The math's not adding up. You get what you put out. Support. And we are now about to see that. And now Caitlin Clark with the 20 mil. People were comparing her game to Steph Curry. But this moment right now in history is the early 90s Michael Jordan, late 80s Michael Jordan partnership with Nike in the NBA. Three-way partnership. She's the Michael Jordan of the WNBA now. Get ready. It's the launching pad. Make a concerted effort. And I've also raised a proposal where the WNBA needs to have their own red zone. Like the NFL has red zone. NHL has the gold zone. Olympics has the gold zone. The frozen one. NHL has the frozen to something. I reported it. I did a short video on it. It's time. In the short attention span, we've dropped from 13 seconds to 8.5 as a nation in terms of attention span. So stuff like NFL Red Zone really helps keep fans up to date on what's going on. People care about how they feel. That's why I didn't like the new jerseys every year from Nike, because you make people feel like they're out of touch, and then they don't want to support. Because, I'm out of touch. I can't keep up with all these jersey colorways and everything. That's what I was talking about. Same thing with the WNBA. It's going to be hard to swim through all this sea of games. But if you can get a fast, a red zone, that keeps the consumer on board. It's a necessary feat. It's like giving people the cliff notes to what's going on a nightly basis. And now we're seeing enough eclectic styles of play, enough diverse palette of hoopers out there, from Isaiah James to Caitlin to Casey Plum, Diana Taurasi, past and present. We're seeing enough diverse palette. The time is now. But enjoy this new age of Michael Jordan with Nike, Caitlin Clark now with Nike. Our utopians. I'll try to do better next time. Global, out.